Hey, honey. So, you remember Alex and his daughter Mandy, right? Apparently they're coming to the US and they're going to visit my mom this weekend. I'm thinking of going too. You're coming with me, right?
Oh, yeah, I remember them. Wow, it's been a while since they came back to the US for a visit. Of course I'll go with you. I'd love to see them again.
You're the best. I really hit the jackpot with you. You have the kindest heart out of anybody I've ever met. You're truly an angel.
My gosh, don't flatter me like that.
No, I really mean it. You really have the heart of an angel. Hey, so you heard Alex and my dear Mandy will be visiting me here this weekend, right?
Yes, Robert told me they were flying in the next few days.
Robert told me you two were coming to visit as well. Could you make some roasted turkey and bring it over when you come?
I'm sorry?
Well, my sweet little Mandy is coming to the US and it's been a while since she's flown. Last time I remember, she was so little. I want her to have a proper meal when she lands after all that nasty airplane food. I was thinking of just making it myself, but I'm having some joint pain and it's hard for me to move around for a long time. My knees have been hurting too.
Oh, I see. All right, I think I have time and can help with that. Is there anything else I should make beforehand or bring over?
Well, let's see. I think that's pretty much it. If you can, just try and come early tomorrow and help me get some snacks and groceries. I think that should be it.
Okay, no problem. Since Alex really likes ribs, I'll try to bring some ribs too. So we can have a bigger menu when they're here.
Oh, that's a great idea! Well, aren't you just thoughtful? I think they would love that. You are really the best. I appreciate your thoughtfulness and caring heart. Anyway, I'm curious to know. How are you and Robert doing? Any news on getting pregnant?
Oh, well, there's really no news on that. To be honest with you, we're basically giving up at this point. We tried so hard, but it hasn't been fruitful.
Oh my! What do you mean you two are giving up on that? You two are so young. You've got to keep on trying. You can't just easily give up like this.
There's really not much left for us to try. We've tried every possible method there is out there. We've been married for 5 years, yet we still can't get pregnant. I think there's not much hope, really. After all these years, we never succeeded in getting pregnant. So I think it's about time we accept that we just won't have any kids on our own. I think we've reached that point.
Goodness. You two really just need to keep on trying. You need to experience giving birth to your own child and having that special bond that only you and your child can have. It's an indescribable feeling. Anyway, I'm babbling. But there really is this special sense of accomplishment when you become a mother and raise your own child. Well, just be sure to take care of yourself and prioritize your health. Be very cautious and stay healthy. Try not to be so stressed about every little thing, all right?
Okay. Thanks, Mary.
Hey, Lisa. How are you?
Hey, Alex. I'm doing well. How have you been? You rarely text me, so it's quite a surprise to get a text from you.
Oh, it's nothing special, really. I was just wondering if I could borrow some money from you. I need it for something.
Wow, that's quite sudden. But how much were you thinking of borrowing?
Well, I was thinking of borrowing about $20,000 if that's okay with you.
Oh my gosh! 20,000? That's quite a lot of money. What do you need it for? You also borrowed some money from me the last time we met. Even last time, you look really stressed. Is there something going on with you? If you don't mind me asking.
Actually, the real reason why we came back to the US is because I filed for divorce from my wife. But Mom doesn't know about it. We haven't told her.
What? Why the divorce?
Well, as you know, the economy has been at its worst since recently. And with the inflation going on, along with other financial problems, my business started to suffer. Because of that, I had no choice but to close it up. She really didn't like that, and I had to make that decision despite the circumstance. She told me that she can deal with everything else, but living with money problems was just not for her. She couldn't handle being in such a rough spot, money-wise. So, she demanded for divorce. So, yeah. We ended up filing for divorce, and she basically got some of my properties and assets because only then was I able to get custody of our daughter. Yep, it's been really tough.
I am so sorry to hear that, Alex. I had no idea you two had some issues regarding money. But what are you needing the $20,000 for?
Well, I need to get back up again. After my business failed abroad, I can't just fly back home and sit and do nothing. I really can't just let this take me down. I've got to at least try and figure something out. So, I was thinking of using that money to perhaps open a franchised fast food restaurant or something.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a bad idea. Let me check my bank first and I'll let you know. I think with the savings I have and some money I've kept away, I think I can lend you the $20,000 you need. I'll double check and get back to you later. But it might take me a while to get that money ready.
That's fine. Take your time. I really appreciate your willingness to help me at this time. I can't stress that enough. I was thinking of calling Robert and telling him all this, but I know he's just going to nag at me if I do, so I didn't really muster up the courage to tell him yet. But anyway, I'm glad I reached out to you first. I think I made the right decision on that.
Well, Alex, I really wish you luck and hope things turn out better for you in the future. I also want Mandy to have the support she needs and be happy. Hey, Alex. How's it going? Check your bank account. I transferred you the $20,000 directly to your checkings account. Let me know if it went through.
Oh, that's great. I checked it just now and it did go through. I'm really thankful, Lisa. Thank you so much. I will do my best to start again, and I promise to repay you twice as much as you've helped me. I really appreciate your help. I'll pay you back as soon as I can.
Wow. Twice as much? I'll make sure to look forward to that.
You can hold me to that. By the way, I was thinking of going out for lunch with you and Robert, but I've been so caught up trying to find a job that my schedule is getting super hectic. I just have so much going on.
Oh, don't worry about it, Alex. We can always go for a meal together with Robert when we have time. That's no problem at all. Also, I just want to let you know that you and Mandy are welcome to come over to our house anytime you want. I can cook something up and we can all have dinner together. That shouldn't be too hard to do.
Oh, no. You've already done so much to help me. I want to treat you to a nice restaurant. That's the least I can do. Anyway, thank you so much. If not for your help, I don't know what I'd do. Really, thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. I'm glad I can help you out.
Hey, Lisa. Are you there? I think we've got a problem.
Hey, Mary. Why? What's going on?
It's Alex. I can't seem to get a hold of him. I'm worried and have no idea what's going on.
What? Really? When was the last time you talked to him?
Well, he asked me not to tell you, that's why I haven't really texted you much. But he told me to keep it a secret from you. About 1 month ago, he flew to Canada and said he was gonna try and look for a job there again. He told me he needed some money to start a business, so I sold the house and gave the money to him. But since then, I haven't been able to get a hold of him. I'm not sure where he's at or how he's doing, but I'm really worried. What should I do?
What? Did you say he flew back to Canada again? Did he bring Mandy along with him?
No, Mandy is still here. He said he won't have the time and energy to take care of Mandy. He said he needs to focus on starting his new business, so he left her here with me and asked me to watch over her. I asked him where his wife is, and he just said that she's also somewhere in Canada trying to get her degree, so there's really no one that can watch Mandy besides me. He begged me to watch Mandy while he starts over, but I don't know if I can do this all on my own. I also couldn't say no to him because I know the situation he's in. Plus, she's my precious Mandy. I can't just leave her by herself. But one day before we had to move out, Alex took the money we got for the house and just ran off with it. I really don't know what to do, to be honest with you.
I'm so sorry to hear about that, Mary. Let me see what I can do. I'll try to call Alex first. Give me 1 second. Alex? Hey, Alex, you there? Could you pick up? Hey, Alex. It's me, Lisa. Your mom is really worried about you. Where are you at? What's going on? Could you at least let us know what's going on with you? We're all very worried. Well, Mary, I tried to call and text him, but he's not answering his phone. He's not even reading my text messages.
Oh my goodness. What should I do? We need to move out right about now. This is just too much. I don't know what to do. I can't just take Mandy with me and beg for spare change in the streets. I can't let that happen to my precious baby.
Well, I think for now, here's what we can do. You and Mandy can stay with us for a while. Luckily, we just moved to our new house and we have an extra room. You guys can stay in that room for the time being. It should be good enough for you two to share. We can figure out what to do later. I'm sure we can come up with something. But for now, let's do that.
Oh my goodness. Why is this happening? I'm just at a loss right now. I really hope he's not in some deep trouble. I'm really just worried because I haven't heard from him for a while now. I hope he's okay.
Oh, don't think that. I'm sure he's fine. He'll contact us whenever he's ready.
All right. Let's think positive for now. And you are right. If you can, could you please come and pick us up? We need to move out here as soon as we can, so we're still here trying to finish up packing everything.
Sure. I'll come and pick you guys up right now. Hey, honey. Can I ask you something? When was the last time you were able to get a hold of Alex?
I met him at Mom's house a few days ago, and we talked for a bit there. Then he called me a few days after that. Why are you asking, though? What's up?
What did he say?
Well, Alex said he needed to borrow some money, and I told him I don't have any extra money that I could lend him. Why?
Well, so he planned all this. Unbelievable.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, no one can reach Alex. We tried to text and call him, but no reply. Nothing. Plus, he sold your mom's house because he said he needed the money. He even asked to borrow $20,000 from me, and I gave him the money. He ran off somewhere and left Mandy with your mom. There's no one else who can watch Mandy, so I told your mom that they can stay with us at the house for the time being. They're at the house right now.
What? Are you serious? I can't believe this.
Also, did you know that Alex got a divorce?
Oh yeah, I already heard about it. He also told me to keep it a secret.
Oh my goodness. This is all just too crazy. Alex is very trashy for doing that. Not only did he try to borrow such a huge amount of money from me, he basically just took all that cash and abandoned his own child. I'm seriously at a loss of words right now. He is out of his mind. And now we're all tangled up in his business.
He is such a jerk for doing this. I can't believe he'd pull something like this on us with no warning. I know he's my brother, but I just don't see him the same anymore. I never knew he'd do something like this to us. And poor Mandy.
I know. We're all affected by his actions. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, for now, your mom and Mandy have no other choice but to stay with us. At least until we figure out something in terms of where they can stay. They have nowhere else to go. But what can we and they do after that? They can't just stay with us forever. We've got to find something for them. But the thing is, we don't just have extra cash laying around for them to use so they can find even just a small studio apartment or something. My goodness. This is stressing me out so much. We used up all of our savings to move into our new house, and the rest of the money we put aside basically got snatched by your brother. I don't know why we have to suffer the consequences of his actions. All we tried to do was help out, and look what he's done. Honey, what should we do?
Well, about the money. It's not like we're completely out of money to get us by for a few months. We have enough for our basic needs, but still. Let's think positively and think of a plan so we can get back to our normal life. We'll be okay.
All right. I trust you.
Hey, Lisa. Sorry to bother you, but where are you at?
Hey, Mary. I'm here at Walmart just doing some grocery shopping. I've got to pick up a few ingredients, some potatoes and other veggies. Why? What's up? Did you need me to get you something?
Well, I was checking the fridge just now, and it seems like we don't really have much to eat. I tried to prepare something for Mandy, but there's nothing in here that I can give to her. You guys need to stock up on food or something. There's seriously nothing here. Not even simple snacks like peanut butter and jelly or some bacon. Nothing that Mandy likes. Oh my gosh. What kind of house is this? I'm just worried about Mandy because she's quite a picky eater and there's barely anything I can scrape up in your fridge or pantry that I could give to her.
Well, we're kind of budgeting our finances right now and being extra strict with how we use our money. With what happened to us, we can't just buy whatever we want. But yeah, I'll try to get something for Mandy. Perhaps some sandwiches and chocolate?
Forget about the sandwich and chocolate. Could you pick up some ribeye steak for Mandy? I tried to get her some McDonald's, but she said she wanted a well-done steak.
After what I just said, did you seriously ask me to buy steak?
Yes, that's right. You know, Lisa, people shouldn't be stingy when it comes to food. This is pretty much basic knowledge among women with children. Mothers never care how much the price is as long as it's for their own child. But I guess you won't know that. You don't feel any type of motherly love for Mandy, do you?
Well, I don't think so. I think it's because she's not my biological daughter. She's just the niece from my husband's side. So I can't really say that I have a strong mother-like bond with her.
Lisa, I know very well that you're not her mother and you're just her aunt. You don't have to tell me that. But as you know, Mandy has no one else but you that can act as her mother. You should step up and be a mother figure for her. As for myself, I'm getting old and weak, so I can't be that figure for her. I can't be doing this and that much longer given my age and health. So I'm telling you this now. Treat her as if she's your own daughter. Raise her well and give her what she needs. You can't just draw the line and keep treating her like she's just your niece. Your mentality has to change because of the circumstances.
Mary, I'm not trying to draw a line and treat her any less than I'll treat my daughter if I had one. But I do understand where you're coming from. I'll try my best to provide for her as well. About the steak, I think it's just impossible for now to get her that. I'll try to bring some ground beef at least and make her a good dinner with that. We're just pretty tight with the budget right now, so I hope you understand.
Like I said, don't be stingy when it comes to food. Especially when it's food that's for our own child. So make sure to get some good quality beef on your way back. Got it. Lisa, where are you?
Hey, Mary, what's up? I had to step out for a bit because I've got some errands. Is there anything you need?
No, I don't need anything. But about your daughter. Don't you think she should go to kindergarten or something? Poor girl is just stuck at home all day, and all she's ever doing is just drawing on her notepad. She looks so bored, and I feel so bad that she's not able to play with other kids or even just go outside of the house.
Mary, what are you talking about? Daughter? What daughter?
Why are you acting like you don't know what I'm talking about? Didn't I already tell you that there's no one else that can be a mother figure to Mandy? That's your role now. We can barely get a hold of Mandy's real mom, so it's not like we can beg her to come get her daughter. Plus, Mandy grew up in a completely different country and the life she's used to is quite different than here. She has no one else to lean on now that she's here in the US. There's really only you who can help poor Mandy. Anyway, it shouldn't be so hard for you. It's not like you have a kid to raise, so just think of Mandy as your own now. I think you'll like having a daughter. Like I said, being a mother figure. No, being Mandy's mother is one of your roles now. Okay?
Mary, that's easier said than done. I can't promise anything.
I was walking around the neighborhood with Mandy today and saw a very nice private kindergarten just a few blocks away from here. It caught our eyes, and Mandy said she wants to go there, so I hope you can ask about that kindergarten as soon as you can. I want to send her to that specific one. I think it's a good fit for Mandy.
Oh, gosh. That kindergarten is very nice and very expensive. Not sure if I can afford that, to be honest. I know it's just a few blocks from here, but even not many people who live around here can afford that place. It's really quite pricey for a kindergarten.
Are you serious right now? What do you mean it's too expensive? That money you're paying for the kindergarten is no one else but for your own child. What kind of mother wants to ditch a nice kindergarten for their child just because it's expensive? Lisa, you have to think like a mother. When it comes to fees that go towards your child's education, you have to think of it like an investment. You're practically investing for your child. It's not a waste of money. If it really comes down to it, I guess I can help out and see if I can find a place that needs a cleaning lady and clean some dirty toilet or something.
No, you don't have to do that. You can't be doing anything that'll be too hard on your body. But yeah, about the kindergarten. I'll try and ask about the fees and stuff. But I don't even know if they're accepting new applications right now. And really, I know that place is very expensive, so I think it'll be really hard for me and Robert to set aside extra money to send Mandy to that kindergarten.
All right, fine. And by the way, I want to have some brisket for dinner tonight. So bring some before you come back home. I've really been craving for some good brisket. But also, Mandy said she wanted to try some brisket. So that'll be perfect for tonight's dinner. And she really likes her meat more than chicken or just simple sandwiches. We have to cater to what she likes. Get the brisket meat that cooks best in the grill and get a lot. Because last time we made some, there was barely any for her to eat. She had just a few bites and she needs to be eating more. We had a side of salad that time, and she basically just ate the veggies and greens more than the actual meal. So this time, we need to make sure she gets her brisket. You got that?
All right, I'll see what I can do. Honey, can I talk to you about something? Am I the only one who feels like this is just not right?
What are you talking about?
Your mom keeps saying that Mandy is my daughter. And she talks to me like I'm Mandy's real mom. It's kinda unfair, to be honest. We all know that she's my niece, but your mom keeps saying that I should treat her like my own daughter. Why is it my responsibility to be her mother? Why? I just don't get it. It's a little ridiculous.
I know. I feel ya. But I feel so bad for Mandy. I mean, look at her. Both her parents aren't here. She really has no one else but us.
Babe, I know that. I feel so bad for Mandy, too. Like, I totally get that. She's a sweet young girl whose parents just basically abandoned her. Don't even call or text to ask about her. And I can totally see how that's affecting her. It also breaks my heart to see her have to go through this.
Yeah, I know. But there's not much we can do, really. As much as I want to help. And we're trying our best, but you know how my mom is. Knowing how she is, if I say anything about this and be real with her, I know she'll just cry and I'll feel guilty for even bringing it up. This is all so hard for us.
Ugh, this is so messed up.
I think the best thing we can do is just do what Mom said. Let's just think of that poor little thing as our own daughter and raise her. I mean, it can't be that hard, right? I mean, just look at her. The whole situation is so pitiful, and I just feel so heartbroken for the kid. She's young, and for her to have to deal with what her parents did, it really breaks my heart. And there's literally no one else in her life besides us. There's no one that can help her. Hey, Lisa. Where are you?
I'm near Robert's workplace. I'm about to meet him because we're going out for a date night. We're going to see a movie and have dinner after. I made some food before I left, so there should be something for you and Mandy to eat tonight. It's all ready. You don't have to cook or anything. Just reheat the soup and the food should be ready to go. I hope you like it.
Dear Lord. Why did you leave Mandy at home? You should have taken her with you.
What? Why? I'm going to a date with my husband.
Lisa, if you have the free time and luxury to go out for some movies, don't you think Mandy should be with you and enjoy a nice movie night too?
Oh, tonight is our wedding anniversary. That's why Robert and I decided to celebrate this date and reserve some movie tickets for the two of us. Plus, the movie we plan to watch is rated R, so it's not something that Mandy can watch.
Oh my goodness. You know you can just return the movie tickets and change it to something that is suitable for little kids, right? You know that, right? You act like there are no movie showings today that are for little kids. Did you not listen to what I told you before? Mothers need to cater to their child's needs. You cannot always put yourself first now that you have a daughter. You have to think about them first before anything else. The kid is stuck at home all day, doing nothing. While you, on the other hand, her mother, is out looking all nice for a movie date and nice dinner. Don't you think that's just not right? What kind of mother does that?
Mary, you're kind of crossing the line now. I am also trying my best here. But you've got to stop pressuring me about being a mother figure to her or even being her real mom. I am not her real mother.
Then what? You want Mandy to be an orphan? If not you, who's gonna be her mother? Huh?
No, that's not what I said.
Ugh, forget it. It's like I'm talking to a wall. Just hurry up and come home because Mandy is dying of boredom. This kid needs her mother. Come home fast. Also bring something for her on your way back and spend some time with her. You need to play together and build a connection. I don't want to hear you make excuses and say you're tired or whatever. You got that. Hey, it's so early in the morning and it's the weekend, yet you're already out? Where are you?
I am here at my parents' house.
What? Again? You went home to visit your parents last weekend. And the previous weekend before that, too. What are you there for? Are you mowing their grass or something? You've been going there too often these days.
Oh, nothing. I just came home to rest for a bit.
Rest? Rest from what? It's not like you've been doing something important that you need a break.
I've been too tired and stressed lately, to tell you honestly. I've been working so hard every day from Monday to Friday, and as soon as I get home from work, I have chores to do. I gotta do laundry, cook food, clean the house. And when the weekend comes, I can barely take a break from work or household chores. I'm just mentally and physically tired. I need a break.
A break? The weather today is so nice. You should have taken Mandy out to the park or a zoo or something. You're wasting this day by taking a break at your parents' house. You can't just keep running away to your parents' house every time you want a break.
Why don't you ask Robert? He's at home, right? He can go take Mandy out to the park or zoo. Ask him.
Robert has been working the entire week. He's tired. And now you want me to ask him to do something. Are you out of your mind?
Mary, I also work a 9-to-5 job the entire week. It's not just Robert, but you're always making me do things. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Mandy is your daughter now. It's always me who has to do everything.
Lisa, you're the wife. Do you really think a husband and wife have the same roles in a family setting?
Anyway, I'm gonna be staying at my parents' home for a while. And I'm not coming home until tomorrow night. So keep that in mind. If you need something, you can always ask Robert. You know where he's at and you have his phone number.
Oh my goodness. You really are something else.
Hey, what are you doing right now?
Me. I'm playing video games. What's up?
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Didn't I tell you that I'll be at my parents' house this weekend? I know. I remember you told me. You left early this morning, right? Why? What's wrong? Your mom keeps texting me. She's asking me to do this and that. Can you do something about this? I can't get proper rest here because of her. Go take Mandy to the park or zoo or something. She keeps nagging me about doing this and that for Mandy. Why don't you help me out here? What? Psh, there's no need for that. Mandy is not a high-maintenance child. She's doing just fine here at home. I saw her just now drawing on her notepad in the living room. She's just chilling over here. No need to drag her outside or anything. Don't worry about it. Do you think I would have come down to my parents' house if it's as easy as you make it out to be? This is really stressing me out. Do you really think I drive all the way here for no reason? I have been so tired and stressed because of work, and when I come home, there's your mom nagging at me. And now that I finally found some peace and quiet, your mom still keeps bothering and calling me. Why do I need to be treated like this? Babe, you know my mom is doing this because she's just worried about Mandy. You know how much she cares for her grandchild. But you need to be a little more considerate, you know. You should at least take Mandy with you during the weekends and take her somewhere nice and fun. She's just a kid. She would love that. Then what about you? Why don't you go take her out and play with her? No way. She won't listen to me. I'm just her uncle. She'll get along better with women. So I have to do all the work? How unfair! Yes, she's a girl and so are you. It's easier for girls to get along with each other. You guys have so many similarities and there's so many activities you two can do together. So what you're telling me is basically the same as what your mom has been telling me. You're on her side? I should just take on the role of being Mandy's mother and take her in as if she's my real daughter? Is that what you're trying to say? I mean, do we really have any other choice, though? Don't you think that's the logical thing to do? Then why are you trying to escape from this situation? If you really want to play the logical game, then you should act like her father. If me, your wife, is expected to be a mother figure to her, it only makes sense that you, my husband, takes on the role of being her father. That's logical enough, right? But I am taking on the role of the dad. Dads are usually somewhat absent when it comes to raising their daughters. Are you being serious right now? Do you hear yourself? Robert, I can't believe you said that just now. I just can't understand why I have to act as if I'm her mother. She's not even related to me by blood. She's just my niece from your side. It's just unfair that I have to take her in as if she's my own. And on top of that, be pressured to do so. Your mom demands that all my time and energy be spent on her. I honestly really hate that I have to bring her around with me all the time wherever I go. It's just totally unfair that I have to take on this burden by myself. So I'm giving you an ultimatum. It is me or them. The final choice is up to you. You make the decision. Lisa, don't do this. You can't make me choose between you or them. If you don't make a decision by today, that's it. We're done. Got it? Lisa, where are you? Why are you still not home? Come home now! Didn't I tell you that you need to take Mandy out to the zoo? How many times do I need to tell you that she's bored out of her mind because she's just stuck at home all day? At this rate, this kid is gonna end up depressed. Mary, why should I listen to you? What? Have you gone mad? Nope. Not mad at all. Actually, maybe I did lose some of my screws when I listened to you. But now I'm thinking straight, and I should have been thinking like this the entire time. I can't believe I listened to you. What did you just say? Yeah, sure, I get it. Mandy's real parents had some troubles or whatever, and now they've gone off to who knows where. And I get that Mandy can't really do much about that. But why should I be her mom? Why do you keep on pressuring me to take on the role of being her real mom? That's just too much. And I told you that I was going to try and do my best to help out. But that's it. I can help out with whatever I can, but I just can't be her real mom, and you can't expect me to do so. I feel so bad for her. Little kid is having to go through such trauma because of what happened to her parents. But my point is, I just cannot be her mother. She is not my daughter.
Lisa, she's your only niece. Is it really that hard to treat her like your own daughter? It's not like you're having to sacrifice so much just to raise her.
Mary, I'm not even related to her in any means. We don't share a strand of DNA.
She's not even related to me by blood.
But you know who is? You and Robert. You and your son Robert are her biological grandmother and uncle. But why is the responsibility to be like her mother all on me? Why am I expected to do everything for someone I'm not even related to? Don't you think that's unfair?
Are you being serious right now? I can't believe you just said that to my face.
You know what? Now is the time to probably just be brutally honest with you. But I seriously don't want to be anybody's mother. Not even for Mandy. And in all honesty, I'm so glad I didn't get pregnant and have my own child.
Unbelievable. You say that like you've ever done anything for us.
Mary, are you kidding me? What have I done for you? First, you've been telling me to do this and that. And I listened to you. Then I had to take you in my own home because you had nowhere to go. Oh, and that was when I let your own son borrow my money, by the way. When I barely had any money and my bank account was taking hits because I had 2 extra mouths to feed, you kept asking me to buy steak or beef or whatever you asked for. And I did that. Plus, I could barely rest during the weekends when it's my only time off. Oh, and whenever you mentioned taking Mandy to the park or pool, I did it. I also tried my best and helped you too whenever I could. And now that all I want is a quick break at my own parents' house, I can't even do that? Because I have to be a mom to a child that's not even mine? And when I came down to rest because I just wanted to breathe for a little, what did you do? You kept bombarding me with texts and calls that I should go back and watch Mandy. Demanding me to act like a real mother. I'm over it.
Lisa, that's not the point.
You know what? That's it. I'm giving up my role as your daughter-in-law. I'm just so done with all this. I just don't see why I have to do everything. I did what I could and this is my limit. I'm not even gonna do this whole mother figure thing anymore. I'm done. You and Robert can go have a meeting and discuss who's gonna be the dad and who's gonna be the mom. Or better yet, maybe you can try and find the kids' real parents and have them take care of their own child. Especially since one of them is your own goddamn son. It's none of my business anymore.
How dare you say that? You are just so heartless and have no consideration of other people's circumstances. I can't believe you just said all that. Are you blind? Don't you see how old I am? At my age, you expect me to be a mother of a little kid.
Oh my god! You're really fighting me about this, huh? Okay, look here, woman. I already asked your precious son for a divorce. So technically, you have no rights to be telling me what to do, okay? You yourself sold your own house and gave that money to your other son. I saw that you had no place to stay, and so I took you in, including your granddaughter. And what did you do? You've been ungrateful. You didn't even do anything to reciprocate the help I've given you. You never offered to make me a simple dinner or anything. You demanded so much from me as if you've done anything for me when all you did was help you. I'm speechless at this point. Anyway, like I said, you have no rights to tell me what to do. I am not related to you in any way, shape, or form. So don't you dare ask me for anything, because I'm not helping anymore. Don't speak to me ever again or else I'll lose my mind. After that incident, I didn't go back home and just stayed at my own parents' house. As soon as the weekend was over, I found a divorce attorney, filed for divorce, and signed all the papers, then submitted it to court. My husband didn't call me until he got the divorce papers, and when he did call, he begged me not to go through the divorce. But I had no change of heart. I was determined to just end that mess once and for all. In terms of properties and assets, I ended up getting the house that Robert and I lived in, and he got a bit of alimony from the little savings that he had. He used that money to find a small 2-bedroom apartment. Since the divorce, I've only heard about them through mutual friends, and they all said that they're really having a tough time trying to make a living. Especially because they have a little kid to raise, having money for school and other needs for Mandy. They were always struggling to make ends meet. I feel bad, but I did what I could until they were just so ungrateful towards me. In hindsight, I'm so glad I got out of that hell before I was stuck and had no exit plan. I'm just happy that I was able to save myself from that. And apparently, even though they barely had any money to feed themselves, they are thinking of sending Mandy to an expensive private school and even to France so she could study abroad. I don't know what's going on in their minds knowing they can't afford any of that. Honestly, I would have loved to be a mother, but they can't just push and pressure me to become one. I won't take that from anybody. Not now and not later. I'm still young and have all the free time to meet someone new. I can even plan on having a child with that person. I didn't lose anything. I plan on living the life I deserve after going through all that when all I did was try to help them with a genuine heart. So from now on, I'm living for me and my happiness. Please subscribe and don't forget to click the like button if you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching and see you all next time.
Ooh, I'm so excited right now, but I'm also a little bit nervous as well. This is such a big day.
What are you nervous for? There's nothing to be nervous about. Everything is gonna be just fine. Just pretend that it's a very normal dinner with my parents. I mean, it kind of is, except for one small detail. But nothing else will be different.
Hey, are you gonna call the news of our engagement a small detail? Cut that out. This is a big thing for us to tell them.
You know that's not what I meant. Calm down. I meant that this will be the only thing that is different at this dinner. Everything else will be just the same as every other time that we've had dinner together. Those were all fine, weren't they?
Yeah, of course, they were all fine.
So there is absolutely nothing for you to be nervous about. Just relax and enjoy the night as you normally would.
Yeah. I know that there isn't that much different, but still, I just can't get the butterflies out of my tummy. What if they react badly? Maybe they were only being nice to me because they were pretending and didn't think that we would actually be getting married. They might not be happy to find out that their son is actually going to marry me.
Oh, cut that out right now. Why would that ever happen? My parents love you, and you know that they do. I'm telling you that everything is going to be absolutely fine. You're the one who's just working yourself up and worrying over nothing. It's going to be perfectly fine. They'll be happy to hear that I finally popped the question.
I guess you're right. I don't know why, but I just keep thinking that something bad will happen. I don't even know if your dad actually does approve of me.
Oh, he does. Trust me. I never mentioned it before, just because it felt like an awkward thing to bring it up, but he told me a bunch of times that I should hurry up and put a ring on your finger before someone else comes along and snatches you up. He might not show it that much, but he will actually be incredibly happy to hear the news.
Really? He said that? Who would have guessed that? Well, that makes me feel a little better then.
Yeah, he really did say that. I'm more worried about when we announce it to your parents. Have you seen the way that your dad looks at me sometimes? I always get the feeling that he's silently judging me, and any wrong move I make will be enough for him to kick me out of the house.
Now you're the one who's working yourself up over nothing. My dad also just doesn't know how to be open and tell people that he likes them. He's always showing it in very weird ways. They're not obvious at first, but once you know him well enough, you will be able to tell.
I guess that's good to know. I'll have to keep an eye out for these signs.
Oh no, it's not like he ever shows those sort of signs around you.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me?
Yep, I am. He actually does.
Don't do that to me. You're gonna give me a heart attack and send me to an early grave before we can even have our wedding.
Oh, don't be so dramatic. You're one of the healthiest people I know. Nothing is going to make you kick the bucket just yet.
Yeah, you never know though. Stranger things have happened in this world. We're almost here. Feeling a little more settled down?
I sure am. I know that I was just being silly before. Your parents will be just as happy as we are to hear the news.
I'm not sure that anyone can be as happy as I feel right now, but they might come close. Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you something.
Really? What did you need to tell me?
There's one more detail about this dinner that will be different to normal.
And what might that be?
Remember how I mentioned that I have a younger brother?
Yeah, you told me that he had been away for a while traveling the world. Where had he been again?
He was all over the place, but mainly in South America. I haven't seen him for a few years. He left right after he finished college. Anyway, he's back. He'll be joining us today. I'm sorry, it totally slipped my mind. It's strange that you'll be meeting him for the first time on the day that we announce our engagement.
I'm sure it'll be fine though, right? He's not a mean type of guy, is he?
No, not at all. I'm sure he'll just sit there and not say too much. That's how he used to be, but I guess I'll also see if his travels have changed him at all. Before we go in, how do I look?
As handsome as ever. And me?
Like the most beautiful girl in the world. Let's go. Hey James, what are you doing tonight? Are you free to come out and get a few drinks with me? I thought that it would be a nice thing to do tonight. I don't think so, Caleb. I work tomorrow. Work is super early in the morning, but I don't want to be going in with a hangover. My body can't deal with that sort of thing anymore. I won't be able to get any work done at all. Oh, come on. I'm not asking you to get hammered with me. Just a few drinks. What happened to the James I used to know who would always say yes to a beer if it was handed to him at 9 a.m.? That James grew up, Caleb. I haven't been like that for a few years. I have a proper job now, and I'm going to be getting married. I can't be the same old party demon that I once was. I'm too old for that anyway. All that changed while you were away exploring the world. You're only 27. Don't play that old man card with me. And we haven't seen each other for years, and you're going to turn me down straight away? We have a lot of stuff to catch up on, don't we? I guess so, but that's on you since we didn't have any contact with you for the entire time you were gone. You could have updated us every now and then at least. Mom was really worried about you. We didn't even know that you were coming back, and then you just show up on their doorstep one night. Would making a phone call have killed you? It couldn't have been that hard, right? Hey, cut me some slack. I was in different countries all the time, and I didn't have a lot of money on me. You know that I left straight out of college. It's not like I had some huge savings in the bank to fund my trip. I just try to make do and get some random jobs waiting tables every now and then when I could. I couldn't even afford to be updating my SIM card each time I crossed a border. Plus, in some places in the mountains, I couldn't even get reception even if I did have a SIM. Yeah, that sounds more like an excuse than anything else to me. Well, it might be an excuse, but only partially. That really was a problem for me many times. Why don't I tell you about it over a few beers? Come on, it'll be a nice night with just the two of us. Since when did you become such a drinker? Last I remember, you could barely handle anything without getting wasted or feeling sick. I'm not gonna have to be holding your hair back while you vomit by the end of the night if I go with you, will I? No, that won't be happening. I can guarantee that much. You're not the only one who has changed a lot, James. I can hold my liquor much better than before. And we're not going to be getting smashed either. A few drinks. We can talk for a bit and then we go home. How about that? You know what? A sure thing. I still have some work to finish up before I leave today, but send me a text in an hour or so and we can try link up somewhere. Only a light night though, got it? I don't want this devolving into a late night thing. I wouldn't want anything else. Oh, and you can tell me about your new fiancée while we're out as well. Olivia? What do you want to know about her? Oh, you know, just the regular things. How you met, etc. I'm surprised someone that hot would go for a stinker like you. Oh, come on, man, shut up. I don't want to be hearing that kind of stuff from my brother. I'm just messing with you. Anyway, I'll send you a text in an hour or so. Looking forward to it. You better not back out now that you said yes. All right, you have my word. I'll be there. Hey, you're back pretty late tonight. Is everything okay? What were you up to? It's pretty unusual for you to not come home straight after work. Did you have to stay and work late tonight or something?
Oh, no, it wasn't anything like that. You know that I barely ever have to stay late at work, but you'll never guess what happened.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to guess. So what happened then? I don't want to guess.
So after work, I decided to just go and look at a few shops in town, you know, just a little bit of window shopping. And then I ran into your brother. Of all people, isn't that crazy?
You saw Caleb today? That's surprising.
Really? Why?
No real reason. I mean, just to run into him out of all people in the city, the chances are pretty low.
I guess so, but he was probably just trying to reacquaint himself with his hometown after being away for so long. But anyway, we decided to go for a coffee and just talk for a little bit. I thought it would be good for me to get to know him better since he is your brother and I don't really know anything about him at all. And then we ended up talking so much that I didn't even notice the time passing. The coffee shop closed and they had to ask us to leave.
You didn't notice them closing up at all?
No, not at all. I wasn't paying attention to anything but the conversation at hand.
I see. You must have been really engrossed in it then. And what did you two talk about then?
Oh, just this and that and everything, really. He told me a lot of really interesting stories about his travels through South America. He's done and seen so many things, and he's younger than even me.
Yeah, he really has had quite a few adventures, it seems. We met up for drinks a few nights ago, like I told you before. He told me about some of the things that he did and saw, but we only had a few beers, so he probably didn't tell me as much as he told you. You probably know more about what he did while he was away than I did now.
You should ask him about it some more when you get the chance. It really was riveting to listen to him speak. Hey, by the way, you haven't been to any countries that you haven't told me about, have you? Any adventures or anything that you've been keeping a secret from me?
No, of course not. I mean, I haven't actually left the United States before, and I wouldn't have kept it a secret if I had. There are no secrets between us. You know everything about me.
Oh, I see. I haven't been anywhere either, but it sounds so exciting to go and travel so freely and for such a long time. There's no need to worry about showing up to work on time or any of those boring things.
Boring? I would say that's a pretty normal thing. Maybe not the most exciting, but definitely normal.
Yeah, but now it seems like it's too normal. Why haven't you been anywhere? Is there any reason for that?
Any reason for that? I don't think that there is any reason in particular. I guess I just didn't really see the point of spending so much money to go and travel. Although I had thought about going somewhere after I graduated college, but then I went straight into a job and then somehow there was no more time to be thinking about that sort of thing.
And what about now? Do you think about going anywhere now?
Why would I want to leave now? I mean, I have everything I need here. A job, a house, my family, you?
I suppose.
What about you? Is there anywhere that you want to go that's outside of the US?
Well, now that I've heard all of these stories from Caleb, I really think that South America sounds amazing. Maybe Peru. No, Chile. Oh, I kind of want to see it all now. It just all sounds so new and exciting. There must be so much out there that is completely different from what we have here.
Yeah, it's probably very different, but remember that different doesn't always mean better. We'll go somewhere on our honeymoon, though. Have you thought about where you might like to go for that?
A honeymoon trip isn't the same, though. That's too planned, I think. But I haven't thought that far ahead just yet. Let's think about it more later.
Yeah, we still have all the time in the world to decide on that. We haven't even had the wedding yet. Actually, do you want to talk about that a little bit? We should start deciding on some of the details, at least some of the more general ones soon.
I'm actually feeling really tired right now, and I just want to go to bed. Let's put it to the side for now.
You're not going to eat? I cooked before and there are some leftovers that you could have.
Oh, no, I'll just shower and go straight to bed tonight.
You're not hungry at all?
No, I got a bite to eat with Caleb after the coffee shop closed.
Hey, you're back really late again. What is going on? Don't tell me that you ran into Caleb again.
No, nothing like that. It's just work. We've been so busy lately, and they're pressuring me to stay back late.
They shouldn't be doing that. You should stand up for yourself and tell them no.
You know that I can't really do that. And in the end, this will make it easier for me in the future. The project that we're working on at the moment is such a mess, and I just want to get it over and done with. Everyone on the team feels the same way as well. If we work overtime and push ourselves now, then we can finish it sooner. Otherwise, it will just drag out and we will all be miserable working on it at work. And the sooner we can get it done, the sooner we can move on to another project. That's better.
What is so bad about this project? It's not like you to complain about work. I don't think I've ever heard you say anything like this before.
It just seems so poorly organized compared to other projects we've done in the past. The client tells us what they want, and then we do it. We wait for their response, and they're often very late or unclear with their replies. Then they come back and tell us that they've changed their requirements, and we have to change a bunch of stuff and send it back to check with them. Then it just repeats like that a few times. I think we have finally gotten to the actual final iteration of the project. At least, I hope so.
But the base work is done each time they change it, right? It's not like you have to start from scratch.
I would rather just start from scratch. Sometimes going back and changing only certain parts actually makes the work take longer. We have to make sure that any changes then make sense throughout the whole project. If we miss something, then we look bad, so there's a lot of checks that need doing as well. But let's not talk about work anymore. I don't want to think about it now that I'm home.
Of course. Work should stay at work, especially when you've been working such long hours. What do you say we sit down and work out some things about the wedding? I think we really need to make a start on it, otherwise it'll just be a mad rush to get everything done in time. I still really want to have the wedding before the end of the year, you know? It's better to have it while the excitement is still there. If we wait too long, people will forget that we even got engaged.
Look, I'm sorry, but I'm not really in the mood to talk about the wedding right now. It seems like there will be a lot of thinking involved and my brain feels fried at the moment.
Again? What if we just look at some possible venues? We don't have to make any decisions today or anything. I already found a few that look good for us, but I want to get your input on it as well. It wouldn't be right for me to make any decisions about this without you knowing about the options.
James, I'm sorry, but not tonight, okay? We still have a lot of time to sort this all out, and I just can't think straight at all right now. It would be better to wait until I have finished this project at work so I'm not feeling so drained when we can make these decisions.
Wait until the project is done to even start thinking about it? I don't know about that, Olivia. I mean, how much longer is that project going to be going on for?
Well, I don't know for sure, but it shouldn't be too much longer since we're all doing so much extra work on it right now. I promise that we'll still have enough time afterwards. I will be more active in the process when I have the brain capacity to do it. I don't think I would even be of any help right now anyway. I really just can't think of it all right now. I can only think about my bed.
Okay, well, if you're that tired, I won't push you anymore on it. Go get some sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, sorry, I'm home late again.
What was it this time, then? This has been happening really a lot recently, you know?
It's just work, I told you before. They still need us to stay back later than normal.
But you told me that the project you were working on was finished. Why do you need to keep staying back so late?
That project was finished, but now the new one that we're doing is having the same problems that the other one had as well.
Really? Two like that back to back?
What? You think I'm lying to you or something?
That's not what I'm saying, but it's very unusual when that has never happened before, and now it's been twice in a row?
Well, I should just consider myself lucky that it didn't happen before. I wouldn't have stuck around at this job if it was always like this from when I started.
I guess, but would it kill you to just send me a text when you're going to be late? Or just let me know that you'll be working overtime again?
You know that I shouldn't really be on my phone while I'm at work. And if I'm using my phone and not working, that just means that I'll be done later than I would have been otherwise.
Sending a text doesn't take that long. I mean, it would only take you like 10 seconds on your phone to let me know what's going on.
Yeah, maybe sending the text itself wouldn't take much time, but you know how hard it can be to put your phone down once you start doing something on it. I would end up opening Instagram and endlessly scrolling through some random posts and videos, and before you know it, I've wasted a lot more time than just 10 seconds.
Maybe. I really would like you to let me know, though. I start to worry sometimes if you're not home, and I haven't even heard anything from you.
You worry too much. What's going to happen to me? It's fine. I'll try to let you know, but hopefully this won't continue for long either.
Okay, but listen, to change the subject, we really need to get started on planning this wedding. We've put it off for long enough, and I'm getting really anxious about it now. I don't want to be left without any time to organize it well.
This again? I told you that we will do it when the load at work is less.
You told me that we would do it when the project was done, and now it is. I put it off for over a month already. How much longer do you think we can put this off for? My parents keep asking about it as well, and I just keep telling them that we haven't decided on anything yet. They're starting to worry about it as well.
Does everyone in your family always worry this much? It seems like Caleb is the only laid-back person in your entire family.
What? Why do you bring up Caleb?
Nothing, it's not important. Anyway, if you're so stressed about the wedding, then why not just get started and plan it without me?
What? You don't want to be involved? This is your wedding as well. How can I make these decisions without the input of the bride?
You're the one who's always planning and organizing stuff for us anyway. I'm sure that you'll be able to make the choices better than I could. Even if you showed me anything, I would probably just go with your recommendation anyway.
Are you really sure about this? You're not just saying this because you're being too lazy to put any effort into this.
I am not being lazy. I am tired from work, and I don't need anything else to think about when I come home when I have my hands so full with work.
Sorry, I didn't mean it to sound like that. I know that you're not being lazy. I'm just surprised that you would leave it all to me. You had seemed really excited to be a part of the preparations before.
Yeah, I was, but that was before work got so bad and busy. Now, I just can't bring myself to do it at all, and I trust that you'll make it great for us. Of course, I will still choose my dress, but that can wait. All the venue and catering and photographer stuff, I'll leave to you.
Okay, if you're so sure about it, then I'll get started on my own. Maybe work will get easier for you, and then you can just jump in and work on it later anyway.
Maybe. We'll have to see.
Okay, well, you better not complain about anything then. I've given you lots of chances to have a say.
Why would I complain? Do you think that all I do is complain about everything? Is that how you see me?
What? No, that was just a joke. I didn't mean it seriously. What has gotten into you? You've been kind of snappy at me these past few weeks.
I'm sorry. I just feel like I'm always at the end of my rope by the time I get home from work. It's not you. I'm just not feeling myself at all.
Then make sure you get as much rest as you can. I don't want you feeling so overwhelmed all the time.
I'll try. I don't even know if I have the energy to shower tonight, but I have to. I don't want to go to sleep feeling grimy.
Do you want me to whip you up something to eat quickly? It won't be anything special, but you need to make sure to eat enough and get your energy up.
Thanks, but I'm fine. I already ate enough today.
Hey, James, how's it going? Any changes in your life so far? How are the wedding plans coming along? Caleb, this is a surprise. I've barely heard from you since that time we caught up for beers, but that was about 2 months ago. I almost thought that you had gone off to travel somewhere again without saying anything. Do you really think that I would do something like that? Yeah, I do. That's the exact kind of thing that you would do. That's what you more or less did last time, wasn't it? Maybe it was. I don't even remember how I left last time. It was a few years ago after all. And maybe it is the sort of thing that I would do again, but not this time. No, I'm gonna stick around here for a bit longer. It can get tiring moving around all the time. So, how are the wedding preparations? Olivia told me that she left you to handle it all on your own. What? She told you that? When did you see her? I feel like I barely see her much these days. She's always coming home late from work, and then I leave early before she does the next day. Oh, I see her all the time. I see her much more than you do, most likely. What are you talking about? What is that supposed to mean? Have you not been able to put 2 and 2 together already? She's coming home late all the time, from a job where she's never had to do that before. She said that she's had a lot of tough projects recently, and they all need to stay back late to work on them. That happens often enough at companies. There's nothing strange about that. Sure, but now she isn't even interested in the wedding plans all of a sudden. Doesn't that seem like a bit of a coincidence to you? Not even the slightest bit suspicious? There is nothing for me to be suspicious about. I trust Olivia. We're getting married. I need to trust her, otherwise there's no point in being together. Seriously, Caleb, what the hell are you trying to get at with what you're saying? James, you really are too much. You trust her because you're gonna get married? You may be older than me, but it seems like you still have a lot more to learn about the world than I do. Take it from me, you shouldn't trust her, or at least that was a big mistake on your part. Oh, just spit it out already. This is starting to piss me off. Get to the point or stop texting me this cryptic crap. Okay, God. I thought that you would like the mystery build up to the finale, but I guess not. The truth is, you're not going to be marrying Olivia. I know that you were excited about it, but it's not going to happen anymore. Why not? Why would that be the case? We're already engaged. You see, the reason she's been coming home late so often these days is because she has been spending those evenings with me. Do you catch my drift? What? You two have been meeting up? To do what? She told me that she ran into you once, but she never mentioned that she saw you again. What is going on? To do what? Do you really need me to spell it out for you like that? We have been sleeping together. That's what we've been meeting up to do. And now she's not going to be marrying you, but me instead. Isn't it funny how the world works? What the hell? You're not being serious, are you? I know this can't be the truth. There's no way. Well, there is a way, and it's the truth. Why would I bother joking about something like this? She's right when she said that she ran into me a while ago, and we spent the whole night together talking and getting to know each other. But the problem is that she just found me much more interesting than you are. My stories of all my travels seem to really hit a sweet spot with her, and she is definitely a looker, exactly my type. At first I thought, no, she's your brother's fiancée. But then I realized that if it wasn't me, she would have eventually cheated and left you for someone else. You should be thanking me, really. At least you know she's with your brother and not some random guy who you don't even know. You've been sleeping with my fiancée and I'm supposed to be thanking you for it? Have you lost your damn mind, Caleb? Just what the hell kind of game are you trying to play here? I am not playing any kind of game, James. I'm telling you the truth. She wanted to keep it a secret for a bit longer, I think, but I thought it would be better just to spill the beans out so that everyone could begin to move on with their lives. That is much better, don't you think? No more secrets or uncertainties. The truth can hurt, but a painful truth is still better than a cheap and happy lie. Oh, screw you! Since when did you become some sort of philosopher? You absolute scumbag. Did you think that I would just accept this and be grateful that you told me the truth? I don't know about being grateful, but there is nothing you can do but accept the truth. I mean, what else is there for you to do, really? And I think it's better even for you to find out early on. I know I would want to know if my fiancé was sleeping with someone else. I wouldn't want to go through the wedding and marriage to only find it out later. At least now you don't need to go through all the messy divorce processes and all the rest of it. It might hurt, but finding out now has still saved you at least a little bit of time and effort. Oh, this is just unbelievable. My own damn brother is doing this to me. What the hell is wrong with you? Didn't you have enough girls to yourself in whatever country you were wondering about in all those years? Maybe, but that's not the point, is it? This isn't something that I'm doing to spite you or whatever. I think I really do like Olivia a lot. Enough to marry her instead of you, so you can rest easy at least knowing that this isn't just some little fling. And that's why I'm asking you about how the wedding preparations have been coming along. What the hell does that have to do with anything? It doesn't matter how they've been coming along if the wedding is going to be called off now. I did put a lot of time and effort into trying to make it a spectacular day, but it was all for nothing. I can't believe that you two were doing something like this behind my back while I was working hard and trying to do all of this on my own, thinking that she was having a hard time at work. Well, don't you worry. Here is the neat part. You don't have to throw all those plans in the trash. Think about it. The wedding is still more or less with the same people. Sure, the groom will be different, but the family of both sides is still the same. That means that the guest list doesn't even have to change too much. Just the friends that you were going to invite can be replaced with my friends. What are you talking about now? Can't you ever make sense from the jump? I don't want to be trying to decode what you're trying to say right now. I've just found out that my fiancé has been cheating on me with my brother. Do you think that I can think straight right now? I thought that this was pretty self-explanatory, but I'll make it even simpler for you then. Olivia and I will simply keep the plans that you made for the wedding and have the wedding for the two of us. That way, at least your hard work wasn't a waste, and it saves us all time as well. And you think that I'm just gonna let you do that? You think I'll just step aside and give up my place at that altar with all the details that I've planned for this day on my own? Yes, actually I do. And I think that this is the right thing for you to do as well. Not just from my perspective, but from yours as well. If not, you're gonna have to pay some cancellation fees and will end up out of pocket for no reason at all. And I'm still your brother at the end of the day. I know that you're mad now, but in a few years' time, you'll be happy to know that you've helped me sort out this wedding and not thrown it under the bus purely out of spite. Mad? That barely even starts to describe what I'm feeling right now. I seriously can't believe that this is happening. And just because you're my brother doesn't mean that I'll just accept this from you. This makes it much worse than being some random guy who I don't know, no matter if you think otherwise. Like I said, this will pass. You have the chance to see your baby brother happy and married. What's not to love about that? And I know that you will come around to the idea of letting slide your wedding arrangements. Maybe you feel like you're against it right now, but I know that you will change your mind. I don't think I will. That's not something that will so easily change. Almost everything has been decided already. The venue has been booked and the down payment has been paid. I've even designed the wedding invitations. What a waste of my time and money. Jesus Christ! That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you right now. It would be such a waste of time and money if you just threw it all away. But you don't have to throw it all away like that. It doesn't have to be a complete waste of time and money. Just switch the details out for me and Olivia and we're golden. You don't waste the time and effort you put into it. And it's not like I'm asking you to pay money for the wedding either. I know that that would be asking too much. But if you switch one of our credit cards instead of yours for the payment method that you put down when you reserved, then we will cover the cost nice and simple. I will even send you the money back that you paid for the down payment. You'll have no loss of money at all. Doesn't that sound like a much better deal than just letting it all go down the drain like you would otherwise? I told you it's not happening. I would rather waste the money that I've spent on it already instead of giving it over to you. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve anything good at all, Caleb. Oh, come on. Don't be like that. I'm your brother. You should be looking out for me when you can. It didn't matter that I was your brother when you decided to sleep with my fiancée, though, did it? You can't just use that when it benefits you. This conversation is over. Don't talk to me again. You're not my brother anymore. You may as well be dead to me.
Hey, what's going on? Can you open the door for me? I've been ringing the doorbell for like 20 minutes already. I forgot to bring my key with me this morning. I was in a rush to get to work when I left. What are you doing that you can't open the door? Hurry up!
You are not coming in here. Go and stay somewhere else.
What? What are you talking about? Why would I go anywhere else? This is my home too, you know. Let me in already and stop messing around.
This isn't your home anymore. You can come back another time to pick up your stuff when I'm not here. Maybe this weekend will work well for that, but I don't want you coming in apart from that.
What's going on, James? Move my stuff out? Why on earth would I do that? You know that I'm going to be living here with you permanently after we're married. Stop playing these dumb games. It isn't cute.
And was it a cute game when you were lying about coming home late because you were busy with work? Was it cute when you thrust all of the wedding responsibilities onto me alone while you stayed out not worrying about it?
I told you that it couldn't be helped. Why are you getting angry about it now when you were so understanding before? I'm home now, at a good time, aren't I? So what's the big idea?
I know about you and Caleb, that's what.
What? What do you mean by that? I haven't seen him for a long time. Why would you bring your brother up out of the blue?
I know that's a lie, and I know that you've been seeing him all the time these past few months. I spoke to him a few hours ago. He told me everything, so there's no point trying to pretend that nothing happened. The cat's out of the bag already, Olivia.
Oh, I see. So he told you, did he? That idiot! I wanted to be the one to do it.
Why? Did you want to see me in person how much learning about the news hurt me?
No, I just thought it would be better for you to hear it from me. But now that you know everything, you're right. There is no more need to pretend. As you now know, I have been sleeping with your brother for a little while now. I don't want to get married to you anymore.
Why would you do this to me? How could you do this to me? We've been together for so long, and then you meet my brother, and what? Once? Twice? You forget about me in an instant?
Well, what was I supposed to do, James? It all started out innocently enough when I told you about how I ran into him and went for coffee. That really was the truth. But then, as we were talking, I just started to get the sense that you were so boring compared to him. I asked you why you never traveled or where you wanted to go, and what did you say to me? You told me there was nothing out there for you. You're so dull like that. Caleb was able to open my eyes to that when we got to know each other a little more. There's more to life than just sitting still and living in your hometown for your entire life, and now I can see that clearly. I imagined so vividly what my life would end up being like if I went through getting married to you, and I just couldn't handle it. That's not what I want out of this life at all.
You never had any problems with any of that before.
I know that, but things change. People change. Caleb showed me that there was something more out there and that it was well within my grasp. Would you rather I went through with getting married to you and then we divorced soon after because I was unhappy and disillusioned?
Well, no, I didn't want that.
See, I didn't think so.
But that doesn't mean that I wanted you to be off sleeping with my brother. Would it have been that hard for you to break things off with me before you went and did that? That would have at least made things slightly better. But this level of betrayal is insane to me. I thought I knew you.
It was that hard to do. When it first happened, I thought that maybe I could just pretend that it didn't, forget about it, and still get married to you as planned. But then I realized that it wasn't possible anymore. I couldn't stop thinking about your brother. Then every time I told myself that I would break it to you, something stopped me, and I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Wow, it must have been so hard on you. Poor girl. I hope it didn't hurt your feelings too much knowing what you were doing to me.
Don't put it like that. I know that I should have told you sooner, but it was harder than I thought. It's harder than you think. But what's done is done, and that can't be changed. Maybe it's better that he got it over and done with and told you the news instead of me. Now we can try to step back and move on from this.
That's easy for you to say. You haven't been betrayed and cheated on by me. This isn't something that I can just look at and say, oh well, and then go on with my day as if nothing happened.
No, but that's the only choice you have now. There's nothing else to be done about it. Look, I get that you don't want to see me right now. That at least is fair enough, but you can act a little more grown up about it too. These things happen all the time. It's just another part of life. I won't come back here while you're still around. Leave the key somewhere for me to find so I can pick up my stuff this weekend. Then I'll be out of your hair and we can move on. I will leave the ring for you as well if you like.
Good, at least you're not delusional enough to think about keeping it. I'll be getting that back if it's the last thing I do.
I just told you that I will give it back, didn't I? Don't start acting as though I'm trying to keep it and you need to force me to hand it back to you. Leave the key for me and I will leave the ring on the table for you when I leave with my stuff. That way we can get everything done without even seeing each other. How does that sound?
Go to hell, Olivia.
James, I guess you kicked Olivia out of the house? Was that really necessary?
Of course it was. I wasn't gonna keep living with her after finding out about what you two were up to.
But you know that you should have given her a little bit more time than just a week, right?
It wouldn't change anything. She wasn't supposed to come in when I was in the house, and we decided between the two of us that I would leave the key for her to come and get her stuff. She was fine with it herself, so I don't see why you feel like you need to come and complain to me about any of this.
Okay, fine. I just thought it would be nice for you to give her a little bit more time to sort herself out. She's been living in that house for a long time. It's not that easy just to pack up and move out on such short notice.
Too bad for her. That was the only way things were gonna happen.
Whatever. Anyway, the main reason I'm messaging you is to ask you whether you thought about what I said earlier or not.
What are you talking about now?
Aw, come on, why do I have to keep spelling everything out to you? You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. Will you enlighten me about it?
God, I know you're just doing this to be difficult, but fine. I'm talking about letting Olivia and I keep your wedding arrangements for ourselves. Did you think more about that?
Oh, is that what you're talking about? Well, actually, yes, I did think about that.
Okay, and what did you decide?
You'll be happy to know that I decided to let you have your way with this one.
What? Really?
Yeah, I realized that you were right and that I shouldn't waste the money that I spent. At least this way, I get something back from it.
I knew it! I just knew that you would see things my way. You have made the right choice there.
And guess what?
I'm actually gonna make this deal even better for you. What do you mean by that? How are you gonna do that? Well, I booked most things, but there are still quite a few things which haven't been decided yet. They were in the works already. So I figured that I would sort all of that out for you as well. Really? I mean, I don't think you need to do that much. What you've done is enough already. No, I insist. I mean, it'll be easier for me to do it now anyway. I have it all in my head, and I've been in talks with all the relevant services. And it's not like Olivia was really gung-ho about the whole organizing thing anyway, and I imagine that you would be better. I guess you are right about that. So, all I need is for you to give me one of your credit cards, and I will contact whoever needs to be contacted and confirm everything for the big day. Are you really sure about that? I don't know about giving you one of our credit cards. Why not? What do you think I'm gonna do with it? I don't know. You could try and buy a bunch of stuff with it to get back at us? I'm not gonna do anything childish like that. I'll only pay for the wedding arrangements. And you were the one who suggested giving me one of your credit cards in the first place. I suppose that is true. Well, it will have to be Olivia's. I don't have one of my own. Okay, well then you'll need to give me her card then. Don't worry, I will only pay for the necessary things for the wedding and nothing more. I have your permission to do that, don't I? I'm not going to be doing any fraud here. That's the last thing I need happening in my life. Yeah, I get it. Okay, that sounds like a plan. When should I give it to you? Just leave it in my mailbox or under the doormat. That will be easiest, and then I can grab it when I come home from work. I also want to get this stuff handled as soon as I can so that I don't have to think about it anymore. Okay, well thanks for that. I'll come around soon to place it there. Listen, I knew that you would come around to the idea. It just makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, Caleb, you're right. It does just make sense. Hey, Philip, it's James here. How have you been? It's been a while since we've spoken to each other. James, how is my future son-in-law doing? It's been a while. Too long, really. I've been doing well. Excited as ever about the wedding. None of the invitations have gone out yet, have they? We haven't gotten ours, and I hope you didn't forget about us. I would never forget about you, Philip. But the wedding is actually the reason that I'm messaging you right now. There has been a slight change of plans with that, if that's what it can be called. What do you mean by that? A change of plans with the wedding? Oh, what's going on, James? Don't tell me that you're getting cold feet. That's not at all what happened. But look, this is very hard for me to tell you. But the wedding between me and Olivia is off. The two of us are no longer getting married. What? Why not? What on earth could have happened between you two? Like I said, this isn't easy for me to tell you as her father, but Olivia was having an affair with my brother Caleb. No, that can't be true. You must have made a mistake somehow. I'm afraid there is no mistake at all. I heard it straight from both of them. She kept it from me for a few months, but then my brother told me about it last week or so. So, unfortunately, the wedding is off, but not because I got cold feet. James, I am so sorry to hear that. I don't believe that girl. What was she thinking? I'm gonna have a talk to her. I don't know if that's really necessary, Phil, but thank you so much. The thing is, the two of them decided to get married instead. So I suppose you still will be getting a son-in-law anyway, and it'll be around the same time as we plan to get married. They're kind of just hijacking the plans that I made for the wedding day. What do I need a son-in-law like that for? We've known each other for years now, and I was so happy that my Olivia found someone like you. And now she's thrown it all down the drain for some stupidity? I don't even know what to say. I didn't raise her to be like this. It's okay, Philip. It's not your fault at all. I just wanted to let you know about what happened. It's been hard to tell people about it. I'm still in a little bit of shock, and it's difficult for me to go from being excited to getting married to telling people that it's not happening anymore. Of course, this must be a very difficult time for you. But listen, I'll be here for you if you need to talk about anything. I may be Olivia's father, but I can't support that girl over you if she's gone and done something like this. I might not be the person you want to talk to, but I'm putting it out there that I am here for you. I appreciate it, Phil. I really do. Maybe we can meet up for coffee or a beer sometime soonish. But let's not talk about Olivia. Let's just do it as friends, and that'll be more than enough.
Of course, James. I would be more than happy to do that for you. And can you do me a favor? What's that? If it's within my power, I will try and do anything. It's not too much to ask, I hope, but do you mind not mentioning any of this to Olivia until after the wedding? What do you mean? I should just keep quiet? If you can, at least don't act too upset if it's possible. I don't even know if she'll bring up the courage to tell you about it herself. I'm not sure I really understand, but if that's what you would like me to do, then I will do my best. But what if she does bring it up to me, though? I just can't ignore it then, can I? I'm not asking you to just ignore it, but maybe don't go too overboard or berate her too much. I don't want there to be too many problems. Okay, well if that's what you want, then I'll do as you say. Thanks, Phil. Let's link up for a drink later on at some point.
James, where the hell are you? The ceremony is gonna start soon and you are nowhere in sight.
I'm out for drinks right now. A bit of day drinking never hurt anybody, right?
You could have been drinking here. It's the wedding day. You should be here right now.
Did you really think that I would be there to see you marry the woman I was supposed to be marrying?
I'm your brother. Of course I thought you would be here.
You still had an affair with my fiancé, brother or not. I was never gonna be there. Even inviting me was a stupid idea on your part.
Then what about Mom and Dad? They're not here either, and neither are Olivia's parents. To be honest, there's almost no one here at all, and the venue is so huge and everything so beautifully set up. What's the point if no one is here to see it?
Well, I'm not surprised that there are a bunch of people who wouldn't want to participate in a wedding that's taking place under these circumstances. I agree with them. It's better not to get involved as much as possible. I don't know about everyone else, but I know where Mom and Dad are.
Where? I've been trying to get in touch with them, but they aren't picking up their phones. Can you get in touch with them and tell them to get here as fast as they can?
They're with me right now, and so are Olivia's parents.
What? They're all with you right now? Why? They're supposed to be here.
We all decided to meet up for a bit of a day out today. The original plan would have had us all together on this day in the first place, so we thought it was a good idea to keep at least that much intact and try to enjoy ourselves.
So you're out stealing away our wedding guests? Is that what you're telling me right now?
You stole my bride, and I am not stealing the guests, but you can think that way if you want to. They chose themselves to be here with me instead of being at that cursed wedding.
You should have told them to come. What's the point if our parents aren't here? They're supposed to be the most important guests. It's basically just the two of us and the staff right now. It is embarrassing.
Well, then you can enjoy all the food and drink on your own. There should be more than enough for the two of you. Maybe you can at least let some of the staff enjoy it as well.
Enough for the two of us? It looks like there is enough here for at least 100 people or more. I know that we invited a bunch of people, but even if they had all come, this would be too much.
It should be the best day of your life, shouldn't it? Don't be cheap on such a special day, Caleb.
I'm not being cheap. I just didn't expect this sort of thing. I half expected you to not even book anything to try and ruin the day.
I told you that I wouldn't do that, didn't I? I booked everything as I promised, but that's all the involvement that I will have. Now, you should stop texting me and go back and talk to your wife. Isn't the most important thing that you're there together? The photographers are there as well, right? So you can get a whole bunch of nice photos with just the two of you.
I don't like this. Just tell everyone to show up as soon as they can. We can hold off the main ceremony for a bit longer, but that's it. 1 hour tops. Get them here any way you can, please. What the hell, James? Nobody ended up showing up. You were supposed to get them here like I asked you to do.
I wasn't supposed to do anything. I never told you that I would convince anyone. That is not my job. They all made their own decisions, and that's that. You should have not been such a scumbag if you wanted people to enjoy the wedding with you.
But they're family. This wasn't what was supposed to happen, and I can't get in touch with Mom and Dad still. I went home to talk to them, but they're not there. The lights are off and my key doesn't work anymore. On top of all of that, all my stuff was on the front porch. What is that supposed to mean?
I think that means get the hell out of our house. It seems clear as day to me that that is what they're trying to tell you.
You mean they're kicking me out of the house? But I'm their son. How could they do that to me?
And you're my brother, but you still betrayed me in the way that you did. I told you not to use the idea of family only when it suits you.
There are some things that aren't easily forgiven, and this is one of them. But you seem to get over it pretty quickly. I thought it was all okay when you agreed to keep planning the wedding. Did you really think that I had just gotten over it? Of course I didn't. But I thought that I would leave you a nice parting gift before I cut you out of my life forever. The wedding was nice, but what's this about cutting me out of your life? You don't really mean that, do you? Come on, James, I can't lose my whole family over this. You can, and you have. Mom and Dad told me today that they will no longer consider you their son after what you did. And the wedding wasn't the parting gift that I was talking about at all. That can't be. You're completely throwing me under the bus. And if the wedding isn't the gift, then what is? I didn't get anything else from you. These are the consequences of the actions that you chose to take. Now you have to live with them. Oh, and the gift is something that you will find out about later. You can ask Olivia about it, but I'm sure she'll start screaming about it before you even need to ask. What did you do? What the hell did you do? Don't worry so much about it. I didn't do anything that I wasn't supposed to do, and nothing I wasn't asked to do. But I won't spoil it here and now. After all, the best gifts are always surprises, aren't they?
What the hell did you do? I didn't think you would be so immature about all of this.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything at all.
Yes, you did. No one showed up to the wedding. It was almost completely empty. There were just a few friends who came along.
So someone did show up then. Don't say it was empty when it wasn't.
You know what I mean. My mom and dad weren't there, and Caleb told me that you were with them. What the hell? How dare you keep them away from my wedding?
I didn't keep them away from anything. They decided to spend the day with me instead of you. That's all. They didn't have to do that, but they chose me. My parents chose the same. And as for your friends, I have no idea. I didn't talk to any of them, but maybe they found out about what happened in another way.
What other way would there have been for them to find out? You must have said something.
Are you serious? You can't think of anything? How about the fact that the wedding invitations had a name that wasn't of your longtime boyfriend who they knew about? Don't you think that might have been a pretty clear indication that something happened? They probably asked around and found out what really happened to make that be the case.
Oh, I totally didn't even think about that. I forgot that they might have looked at it that way. Okay, fine. Whatever about my friends, but what about my parents and yours? They were supposed to be here with Caleb and me. This was supposed to be a day for all of us to celebrate together.
And can't you think of any reason why they might not have wanted to celebrate the day with you? Maybe something to do with you cheating and swapping out the groom for his brother at the last moment?
Why does that matter? Family should support family, even if I did make that choice at the end. That doesn't affect them in any way. They get a son-in-law all the same, and he's even from the exact same family, so what's the big deal?
That's up to them to decide, don't you think? If you have a problem with it, then you should bring it up with them, not me.
I tried to bring it up with them, but they won't reply to me at all. I even tried to go around to their house after the ceremony, and I could see the lights on, but no one would answer the door for me. What did you tell them? You must have made everything sound worse than it was.
I didn't say anything that didn't happen. I just simply explained that you had an affair with my brother and chose to marry him instead of me. I didn't say anything more than that. Any way they're acting is simply their own choice.
But they weren't like this even after I told them about it at first. They barely seemed angry at all, just a little weird and distant, but I guess that they were just shocked at the news.
You have to admit that that sort of news should be shocking to any parents. And realize that they didn't want to be around you anymore after what you did.
My parents? You think that they would abandon their only daughter just like that?
I don't know, maybe. You should ask them about it. I wouldn't have a single clue about what they're thinking right now.
You were with them all day. They must have said something to you about it.
All they did was apologize to me for your actions, and that was it. I told them to forget about it, and then the conversation moved on. We didn't talk about you as much as you seem to think. Just ask them about it, instead of coming to me with all these assumptions.
Didn't you listen to anything I just said? They aren't responding to me at all. How am I supposed to ask them or find out about anything like this?
Well, maybe they're just tired. We did have a long day together. It was a lot of fun, but maybe all of us had a bit more to drink than was good for us? Drinking during the day always makes me tired, I know that much.
This doesn't seem like that sort of thing. They never act like this to me. This hasn't happened ever, and I can't imagine why they're being like this now.
I'm sure that you haven't done something like this before to make them act like that. But in any case, it's got nothing to do with me. You sort it out with them and leave me out of it. Like I said, day drinking makes me tired, so I would like to get an early night tonight. Be up nice and early tomorrow.
Wait, there's something even more important than I want to talk to you about. Don't you dare run away from me now.
Really? There's something else? Like what?
Like what? Like the insane charges that I have on my credit card? What the hell is that all about?
Oh, that's just the charges for the wedding. You saw how nice it was, right? The pictures I saw from the wedding planners were all amazing. I'm sure that it looks even better in real life than in the photos. You know, you have to fork out a nice sum to get that sort of wedding day. And in this economy?
$50,000? How could everything cost so much?
Well, like I said, everything looked really nice, didn't it? That's the kind of price you have to pay for a wedding like that. And think about the food as well. That alone must have been quite the chunk of money. Too bad most of it probably went to waste.
No one was even there to eat it. Why did you order so much?
It's not my fault that no one showed up to the wedding. I just planned it like I was going to, and Caleb asked me to do it with your card. He said that he didn't have one of his own.
You did this on purpose, didn't you? There is no way that this is the sort of thing that you were going to pay for when it was supposed to be us.
Maybe I did upgrade a few things here and there to the more luxurious option, but I wouldn't have done otherwise. But this is a special day, right? You're not going to have another chance at it, and there needed to be something about it to make up for not having family there, right?
It's supposed to be special without bringing me $50,000 into debt. What the hell am I supposed to do now? We couldn't even get that many nice photos because the place was so empty. They're mainly just of me and Caleb, and that's fine, but we wanted some with our families as well. There was supposed to be loads of group photos as well as just the two of us.
Sometimes you just don't get what you want the most. That happens in life a lot, apparently. I should know that. I just found that out in the hardest way imaginable.
Oh, shut up. This isn't fair. This is going too far. You're going to ruin my life like this. We're talking about what you have done to me now. You don't need to bring it back to yourself.
And what about me? You don't think that you just pulled the rug out from under my feet by sleeping with my brother? You were the one who wanted me to sort out the wedding. I told you that you better not have any complaints, so no complaining. You got your fantasy wedding and you got your husband. I didn't get anything, did I?
Screw you. I am going to try and make you pay for all of this. This isn't right. There must be something illegal about this.
Nope, there is nothing illegal about it. Remember that it's your name on all the invoices. I didn't get anything at all. You used your card for your own wedding. You can try and fight if you really feel like it, but you'll just end up wasting more money on a pointless fight.
I don't believe that you would do this to me. This just proves that I made the right choice in not marrying you.
Well, then there's nothing wrong with it, is there? I'm glad that you can see the bright side of this. Now, if there isn't anything else that you want to yell at me about and blame me for, I think we're done. Enjoy your new life. Afterwards, both Olivia and Caleb tried to keep getting in contact with the family, but no one wanted anything more to do with them. They didn't want to be around people who would act like this towards those so close to them, as close as family. I think it shouldn't have been that much of a shock, but Olivia and Caleb obviously expected things to go down differently. I don't know how Caleb in particular thought that our parents would forgive him for having an affair with my fiancée or act as though it didn't matter and just attend the wedding as planned. Olivia's parents were equally on my side, and on the day of the wedding, when we were together, they kept apologizing for what their daughter did until I told them not to bring it up anymore. They are good people and are not to be blamed for the actions of their daughter. She made her own choices, and I don't think that it reflects badly on them as parents at all. Sometimes the way that children turn out and what they do later on in life is caused by the way that they were brought up and the values that their parents taught them, but this is not one of those cases. Before this incident, Olivia was always a good and kind person.
Her parents brought her up to be as much. The whole situation was a big shock for everyone, especially me. But this is one of those times that just goes to show that you never really know someone and what they're capable of, no matter how well you think you know them, and no matter how long you might have known them for. One thing Caleb was right about, though, is that I'm glad in the end that this all happened before Olivia and I got married, and not after. If she was capable of cheating in this way now, then she would have been capable of it after as well. If nothing else, this at least saved me a bunch of paperwork and legal processes to get a divorce, and also gives me a bit of an opportunity to mess with them a little at the end. As for the credit card situation, Olivia tried again to make me pay for it and took it up with the wedding planner to try and get a refund, but she failed in that. All the purchases were made under her name, and she was the one who received the services in the end as well. She then tried to get her parents to pay for it, or at least help her as much as they could, but they refused to even talk to her, and she is on her own in that regard. Her and Caleb began to freak out and decided to run off to South America in an attempt to escape the debt that they had found themselves in. It worked for a little while, but then they both ran into visa issues and ended up overstaying or violating one of the clauses on their conditions of entry into Brazil and ended up being deported back to the States. Caleb has never had a proper stable job since he went on his trip right out of college, and he's never been the kind of person to want one either. Last I heard of them, Olivia had to find an entry-level job since she quit her old one so suddenly to flee to South America and try to pay the debt as much as she could. Caleb has so far refused to get a job of his own, and instead shifts from casual gig to casual gig, picking up random jobs here and there for a bit of cash. As it stands, they will probably be in a bit of a financial hole for the foreseeable future, and it doesn't look like Olivia will live out her dream of traveling that Caleb had awakened within her. As for me, I'm just chugging along at that same job and living at the same house as before. It's been hard for me to get through the sudden shock of losing my fiancée and the life that I thought I was heading towards. But having said that, I have a wonderful family and friends around me to support me through this hard time, and I know that I will get through it in the end. Something like this is simply a matter of time, and there's not much I can do to heal the scars that I feel inside my heart, but take it each day as it comes and keep on moving forward. There is one thing that Olivia said to me, though, that really struck a sore spot with me. Everything she mentioned about my not having traveled. Maybe one of these days, I'll put in some leave to go and see a new country that I've never experienced before. Maybe I was a little short-sighted, thinking that I have everything I need around me. I had Olivia in mind when I said that, but now I don't even have her. I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea to go out and find something else in this big, wide world of ours. I haven't thought too much about where I'll go just yet, but at the very least, I know that South America will be off the table for me. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.